need treatment and suffering for this or various kind of disease. So it's not operational cost. Operational cost is very less. So you definitely can deduct because this is going to be put your efforts. Because if you are not going to deduct operational cost, your motivation level is going to be down. You cannot, at the end you are going to be empty pocket and you cannot work like this to sustain yourself.
Sorry, should you have something to show because from us in the other part of the world, I mean, difficult to see, to imagine the self-sustainable model, even in the structural part, how comprehensive is that model self-sustainable?
As of now, I do not have PPT because this is a morning session and in morning session there is a lack of audience, so I haven't prepared. But if you want, I can show you on the paper that how it is going to work.
Okay.
You wish me to do so?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
If no problem for you. Even it is around solar energy and waste management and water.
So which topic you want me to start? The solar or the self-sustainable or the skill development or waste management?
Let's just so that we can answer all these topics. The way we can touch all of these.
Okay, so I'm starting from the solar and actually various countries, various governments have their own policies. So I'm targeting the Indian one because I do not know that what kind of policies or the services their government is providing to them. Okay, so I'm using the name of the Indian policies, but how it is going to impact the villages that I'm going to tell. If we talk about the solar energy, okay, so it's not about providing the electricity only. It's something like that you can use for anything. So I am mixing it with the waste management, as you said, and I'm going for the biodegradable sanitation, the toilet kind of thing for the villagers. So when we put, it's for the sanitization. So when we have, the toilet at the public area, we can use the solar energy first to provide the electricity and the basic exhaust part of the toilet, to keep it clean, to keep it fresh. Okay, you put. Are you aware of how solar energy works? Okay, so with the solar panel, you can use it for the cleanliness of the public toilet. Second thing, when it comes to the waste management, okay, so instead of putting a tank system or a biodegradable system, you can use the solar energy to convert it as a different energy that we call electricity by degrading it. Because when, if we talk about the waste management, we compress the waste from the solar energy because there is a natural process of creating a heat in that. So we use that heat with the solar energy to convert into the electricity further. And it is something like that. It's not below the ground, it's parallel to the ground, and it is compressed and degraded by the solar energy to create a further electricity. And how electricity is going to use, I do not need to dictate, you can use it for anything. So when we come to the villagers, they do not have 24/7 supply of electricity, at least in India. They are still getting 5 to 6 hours. So we can easily add next 5 to 6 hours by their biodegradable toilet. That is going to be work on the solar panel, because that solar panel is developing their natural heat to the electricity further. So for that, there are technologies that how heat is going to convert into the electricity. So that transformation is done with the solar energy, and with that solar energy, their children, their as I said, the training centers, the hospitals in the villages are going to get the electricity further apart from the supply from the government. So at times it is going to impact on their lifestyle, because when they have the electricity, they can study well, they can do their development well, they can earn well as well. Because if they are working on the small scale industries like the embroidery and the stitching and the boutique kind of thing, so for that this electricity they will use for their development and to improve their lifestyle, to improve their livelihood and the income. So this is solar energy. Plus solar energy is also used for the irrigation. Means you provide electricity to the submersible pump, to the pump that is going to dig out the water from the earth from the solar energy. And how it is going to work, or if I say about the water tank, there is a solar panel which generates again the electricity, and that electricity is going to dig out the water from the earth by the submersible. Submersible is like an irrigation pump, very strong pump, and that supplies up to 1 lakh to 2 lakh liter of water one day. So it's something like that. When you work with a normal pump, they just dig out water from the 40 meters, 50 meters. But the solar pump can dig out water from the 500 meter as well. So in the areas when they are suffering with the drought and the water supply is not good, or the canal or the natural river is not there, you can rely on the solar irrigation pump, because
It is a submersible pump that is using solar energy to
having the water supply, definitely. It's like submersible, but this submersible is not that we have in the household, because that is a submersed. Means when you use the solar irrigation panel, they submerge that submersible pump to the 40 meters or 50 meters in the ground. Okay, so when submersible is not at the ground, it's not working good. So that submersible pump, it's not on the ground, it is submerged in the ground, and then they are going to dig the water from 100 meter, 200 meter, 300 meter even. And with that model, they have proper kind of green revolution in the area. Rajasthan is a very good example for that, because government provides their pump with a subsidy. Subsidy means it's a kind of discount from the government to the villagers in India. So with that, they can bring their green revolution, because now they have water, and without water there is no crop is going to be happen. So solar, that's how solar energy is going to impact the villagers. And when they have their crop, when they harvest, they earn. So at the end, everything is going to be end up with a good pocket, good lifestyle. So solar energy we use to create their good income anyhow, maybe with the skill development, maybe with the proper irrigation. And this is something, if you talk about the solar energy, it's for the by a little bit taller irrigation, and third we use for the household. It's normally you can use just put the solar panel over the your rooftop, and you just use the solar energy to convert and develop to having the household thing running, like the the equipments like a mixer, fan, washing machine, these kind of things. So that saves their time as well, because they are not going to wash clothes with a hand for hours. So this is the basic thing. And when we talk about, this is for the household. So when we talk about the solar energy is from the government use the solar energy not for the irrigation. They build the bigger tanks, and at the time of need, means if they have tank, with the gallons of water, so at the time of irrigation, they supply their this water to the villagers, because everywhere there is no river, there is no canal. So they save and this water for the villagers. At the time of irrigation, they provide the supply to them. So if villagers are not able to have their irrigation panel on their own, so government provide 1 or 2 irrigation panel at every panchayat level, so that this water can be used for the further irrigation. Because at the end, water irrigation is just used for the 100 to 120 days per year. It's not on the regular basis. So they, entire year they save the water to provide at the time of need. So this is how government is working on that, and when solar energy is capable to create the electricity, so we can also provide them the drinkable water. Means they can just build a tank, use the solar energy to fill that tank, to running the RO system, and it's not the water supply, they can provide a drinkable water supply to every household. So it's not even for the villagers, if you talk about the metro cities like Delhi and everywhere. So you can use this energy because can be easily converted into the electricity part. So when it comes to electricity, whether it's showing the PPT here, whether it's working on the ground, having a drinking water, anything, even the coffee machine, you can run anything, even the water heater. So we cannot count that how solar energy is going to impact the villager. Its matter is how much solar energy you are used for your daily purpose, daily use. If you have water heater running on the solar energy, that means you have warm water, but you are not paying electricity bill. Because once you have this system at your home, you can do anything.
What about waste management?
The waste management? Okay. So if we talk about, as I said about the toilet, this is just the pattern. But if we talk about the waste management, like the kettle part and everything, so for that, for the waste management, actually, we haven't started yet working on the ground. So I'm little bit just have a basic knowledge of that how it is going to be worked, because we are working on these model till now. So for the waste management, if we talk about, it's about again the creating the energy. So for the solar in India, actually, the waste management is still now not related to the solar, because we have catalyst stock so much that it is until it is covered as a biodegradable thing, and we have certain kind of biogas plant for that. So these biogas plants are not sustainable on the solar yet, because in the areas we have the higher ratio of the cattle and everything. These are not having the proper supply of the solar for at least 6 months a year. It's in the area that we have a fog and the lower temperature. So that's why the waste management, we do not focus on the solar, because the area having a higher solar energy and do not suffer with the fog and the winters and the ice, they do not have the proper number of the cattle. So it's something like we are not working on this exactly waste management. This is we working on the old pattern, the biodegradable plants. So we haven't mixed both because it's because of the area. Because for solar energy, you need the sunlight actually. Okay, and when we talk about the sunlight, means to the certain area, if we talk about Rajasthan, the eastern UP, Madhya Pradesh, the Gujarat, they have proper sunlight, but there the cattle ratio is not so much that we focus on that. So I'm actually do not aware how to work solar thing to mix with the waste management, but we are working for the typical kind of biodegradable thing, biodegradable plant in India, and I don't think it's quite miserable to mix solar with that, because solar is at time is a